Okay, so this is now the third part of our discussion on negotiable instruments, and we are still in section 1 insofar as the fourth requirement is concerned, that it must be payable to order or to bearer. But when we say the instrument must be payable to order or to bearer, payable to order, that's found in your section 8, and then payable to bearer, that is found in your section 9. When we say payable to order, what is the meaning of the word order? What's the meaning of the word bearer? Okay, so order refers to what we call as words of negotiability. They are the reasons why your instrument can be passed from one person to another. That without the word order, without the word bearer in the instrument, or words of similar meaning for that matter, the instrument can no longer be negotiated, it can no longer be passed, it can no longer be transferred from one person to another. So without it, the instrument will now be considered as non-negotiable. Okay, because its negotiable character will now be destroyed. Just like what I've said a while ago, words of similar meaning may be adapted. That's in pursuant to Section 10 of the Negotiable Instruments Law, that the words of similar meaning may be adopted, that you need not strictly adhere or follow the language of the law, such as instead of using the word order, you can make use of the word assigns or assignees, okay, or holders when it comes to bearer of the instrument, or the word possessor, as the case may be, because they import the same meaning. It refers to order or bearer. So illustrative cases, I promise to pay to Bert or his assigns 1,000 pesos signed Ami. If you notice, there is no word order, there is no word bearer, as the case may be. Ang present dito na word is assigns. So is this instrument negotiable or non-negotiable? Still, the instrument would be negotiable because the word assign is synonymous to the word order. Because the word order or assign means transferee of the payee. So in this case, you are saying that you will pay Bert or the transferee of Bert, the assignees of Bert, the order of Bert. Okay, how about this one? Pay to Maria, the manager of BPI Baguio. Is this negotiable or non-negotiable? Again, wala ko ulit nakita dito na order or bearer, but is this negotiable or non-negotiable? The instrument is non-negotiable because the word manager is not considered as word of negotiability. Good to Senon or his agent, 10,000 pesos signed Aimee. Is that negotiable or non-negotiable? There is no order, there is no bearer. It's rather the word agent that is present. Is this word agent similar to assignee, similar to order, similar to bearer? The answer is no. The word agent under your BLR 211, under your Law 2, under your contract of agency, the agent is a mere extension of the personality or identity of your principal. Also in your political science, that's what you call as the doctrine of qualified political agency, that the agent is just an extension of the personality of the president. So in that situation, then the agent is himself Senon. Senon is himself the agent. So pareho lang yung identity nila. That being the case, is there a word of negotiability? None. So the instrument is non-negotiable, okay? Because the word agent is the same as the principal. There is absence of the word of negotiability. So let's first consider payable to order instrument. So that will now be under Section 8. So sinabi doon, under Section 8, the instrument is payable to bearer, where it is payable to the order of a specific person or to him or to his order. From Section 8, you will notice that there are only two instances or two cases where an instrument is considered as payable to order. First, where it's payable to a specific person or order, and the other one is where it's payable to the order of a specific person. Sir, nahilo po kami. Kasi bakit po sa Section 8, ang dami-dami, 6 po yan. Well, these 8 here are just illustrations of the two cases where the instrument is payable to the order. First, okay, so ito yon. Specific payable to a specific person or order, that's the first one. And the other one is order of a specific person. These are the only two cases where the instrument is considered as payable to order. A specific person or order, okay? Ami or order. Ami being a specific person or order. Order of a specific person. So order of AMI. So if we're going to explain that, specific person or AMI or order, AMI being a specific person, we are saying that you will pay AMI or the transferee of AMI. Order refers to transferees. Okay? Order of AMI, order or transferee of AMI. Order of a specific person. Again, AMI being a specific person. Okay, again, take note of this. I promise to pay birth or order 1,000 pesos on January 3, 2003. Signed AMI. So this means that AMI will pay birth, the payee, or the transferees of birth. So if birth later on will transfer that to alpha, alpha to Bravo, Bravo to Charlie, Charlie to Delta, etc. Then AMI will pay not only birth, but also alpha. Alpha being the transferee of birth. Or Bravo, Bravo being the transferee of the transferee of birth. Why transfer of the transfer of birth? Why the transfer of the transfer of birth? Tingnan natin to. Okay. So, birth or order. Di ba? Yan ang sinabi natin. So, birth or order. So, if birth will transfer that to alpha, and then alpha to Bravo, Bravo to Charlie, Charlie to Delta. So in this situation, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta are all covered by the word order. Okay, so order lahat yung mga yan. Now, if birth will transfer to Alpha, then Alpha is known as the transferee of birth. Gets nyo? So Alpha is known as the transferee of birth. Now, how about Bravo? Bravo is known as the transferee of Alpha, who is the transferee of birth. So, ang ibig sabihin, Bravo is the transferee of birth. Kasi si Alpha is the transferee of birth. Gets nyo? So, if Charlie naman, Charlie is the transferee of Bravo, who is the transferee of Alpha, Alpha being the transferee of birth. So, in other words, Charlie is the transfer of the transfer of the transferee of the transferee of birth. Gets? Okay. So, tama na yan. Let's go back. Now, yung kanina sinabi ko, dadalawa lang po talaga ang payable to order instrument. Specific person or order, and order of a specific person. Sir, bakit po yung 6 kanina? Yung 6 kanina, balikan natin. Yung 6 kanina, these are just illustrations of the 2 cases where the instrument is payable to order. First, where it is payable to a payee who is not the maker, drawer, or drawee. The next one is where it's payable to the order of the drawer or maker, where it's payable to the order of the drawee, payable to the order of 2 or more pays jointly, payable to the order of 1 or more of several pays, payable to the order of the holder of an office for a time being. Okay, so these are just illustrations of the 2 instances where the instrument is payable to order. So pwedeng payable to the order of a specific person or order of a specific person. So tingnan natin yung masusunod na slides. Okay, so case. Pay to blank or order 1,000 to PNB signed AMI. Is that negotiable or non-negotiable? That is considered as non-negotiable. Why? Because if it is payable to order, it is necessary that the payee must be named or otherwise indicated therein with reasonable certainty. Because if there is no payee named here, then no one can actually transfer the instrument. Sino yung mga magiging transferee ni payee who is non-existent? None. That's why it's considered as non-negotiable. So reason, if there is no payee where the instrument is payable to order, no one could endorse the instrument. Consequently, it is useless to still consider the same as negotiable. Okay? So dapat the payee must be named. Okay? So dito, the name of the payee is COVID-Ray. So pay to COVID-Ray or order. Pwede. How about if I do not know the name? Is it possible that I will just describe the person? Yes, it's possible to just describe the person. So instead of indicating the name, pwede kong sabihin doon, SLU president or order. By indicating SLU president or order, then I know who am I referring to. I'm referring only to our president. Okay, so Father Gilbert M. Sales. So Father Gilbert M. Sales or order, specific person or order. Dito, hindi ko siya pinangalanan, but I describe him with exact certainty, with reasonable certainty that it leaves no doubt who is that person that I am referring to. And I'm referring to Reverend Father Gilbert M. Sales, our president, as the payee or the order or his order. Okay? Next. So these are now, the next slides are now illustrations of the two instances, of the different instances where the instrument is considered as payable to order. Okay? The first one, pay to the order of a payee who is not the maker or order of a payee who is not the maker. Di ba, maalala niyo yung sinabi ko kanina? Two cases, specific person or order of a specific person. Yun lang. Huwag niyo kalimutan. Order of a specific person. So, order of a maker who is not the payee or a specific person or order. Payee who is not the maker or order. Or order of a specific person, or order of a payee who is not the maker, or order of a specific person, order of a payee who is not the maker. Nangiliw na kayo. Sige, anyway, illustrate. I promise to pay to the order of birth. Order of a specific person. Birth is the payee, and birth is not the maker. In other words, payable to the order of a payee who is not the maker. So, order of a payee who is not the maker. Order of birth, birth being the payee, who is not the maker because Ami is the maker. Okay, so the explanation. Payable to the order of birth as payee who is not the maker since Ami is the maker. Next, payable to the order of a payee who is not the drawer or of the drawee. So yung payee natin, hindi siya yung drawer, hindi rin siya yung drawee. Pero payable to order pa rin. Bakit? Kasi dadalawa lang naman yun eh. Order of a specific person or a specific person or order. Pay to Ami or order. So a specific person or order, payee or order, okay? Payee or order, who is not the drawer, who is not the drawee. So in this case, payable to a specific person or order who is not the drawer, who is not the drawee. Okay. Or pwede ko rin baliktarin na ganito. So di ba, pay to Ami or order. So Ami or a specific person or order yan. Pwede rin ganito. Pwede rin raise natin. So, pwede rin ganito. Pay to the order of Ami 1 million pesos to Alpha signed Bert. So, pay to the order of a specific person as payee, Ami, who is not the drawer because drawer is Bert, and who is not the drawee because the drawee is Alpha. Gets? Okay. So, let's return. Now, other illustrations? Pay to the order of a drawer. Okay, so in this case, you note that the drawer himself is the payee. So, pay to the order of myself, 1 million. Sino si myself? Si Ben, si myself. So, pay to the order of Ben, 1 million. Signed Ben to Ami. Gets nyo? So, pay to the order of the drawer who himself now is the payee. Kung sino yung drawer, siya rin yung payee. Now, you might be wondering, ano ba yung relevance kapag yung drawer mo ay siya rin yung payee? Well, in that situation, if Ami, the drawee, will accept the instrument, then this instrument will later on be converted as a promissory note. This is one of the instances where a bill of exchange is considered a promissory note, where the payee is himself the drawer and it was subsequently accepted by the drawee. Okay, so order of a specific person, myself or Ben. Next one, pay to Benny or order 1 million. Signed, Benny to Ami. Kikita nyo na naman? Pay to the order of the payee who is himself the drawer. Si Benny ang drawer, si Benny rin ang payee natin. Pareho lang. So Benny is saying that he will pay himself. He is actually giving a command to Ami. Ami, bayaran mo ako. Okay, gets nyo? So parang promissory note po yun. Okay, so notice that the payee is the drawer, Benny himself. It is payable to order because it's payable to a specific person, Benny or order. So yung si Benny, siya rin ang payee. Si Benny rin ang drawer. So drawer and payee are one and the same person. And sabi ko, that is actually a promissory note also. One of the instances where a bill of exchange is considered a promissory note. Going further. Pay to the order of a payee who himself is the maker. So in this situation, our payee is the maker. Okay, so I promissory note to the order of myself, 100,000, signed Ami. Sino si myself? Siya rin si Ami. They are one and the same. So sinabi ni Ami, babayaran ko ang sarili ko. Now, di ba parang baliw si Ami kasi sabi niya babayaran niya ang sarili niya? Well, in this situation, sabi po ng negotiable instruments, where the instrument is payable to the order of the maker himself or herself in that case, it is not yet considered a negotiable instrument until Ami, the maker, negotiated the instrument to another. So habang hawak-hawak ni Ami yan as maker and as payee, it is not yet a negotiable instrument. It becomes negotiable only when he negotiates it now to another person. Halimbawa, binigay na niyan kay Bert. Si Bert naman binigay na kay Charlie. Then in that case, it's now a negotiable promissory note. Okay? So again, it's still payable to order. Bakit po payable to order? Kasi ito po yun. Payable to the order of myself. Order of a specific person. Sino po si specific person? Si myself. Sino po si myself? Si Ami. Sino po si Ami? Siya po ang maker po natin. Okay? Kagaya rin po dito. I promise to pay to Ami or order 100,000 signed Ami. Notice, yung payee natin si Ami. Si Ami rin ang maker natin. But it's payable to order. Bakit payable to order? Because specific person or order. Kanina, order of a specific person. Dito naman sa second situation, second example natin, specific person or order. Uulitin ko po, dalawa lang po kasi ang klase ng order instrument. Order of a specific person, kagaya nito, order of myself. Yung isa is specific person or order, kagaya po nito, Ami or order. Okay, paulit-ulit po. Number 4. Payable to the order of a drawee who himself is the payee. So, sino ngayon ang payee dito? Yung drawee naman natin. Pero, dadalawa pa rin po yung klase. Order of a specific person or specific person or order. Kagaya po dito, pay to yourself or order. Yourself is a specific person or order. So, ang lumalabas po dito na klase ng order instrument is payable to a specific person or order. Sino po si yourself? Siya po si Dar. Sino po si Dar? Siya po si Drawee. So, payable to the order of Drawee himself. So, payable to Dar as the payee. Okay? Specific person or order. Specific person or order. Or pwede rin po yung baliktarin natin na pay to order of Dar, 100,000. Pay to the order of Dar. Gets nyo? So, pay. Wait lang. Pwede rin po kasing ganito. Pay to the order of Dar. Okay. Shucks, sir. Trace. Okay, so pay to the order of Dar, 1 million. To, sino lalagay na? Si Dar. Si Dar din. Sign, si Maria. Okay? So, si Dar, ito, siya po ang payee, siya rin po ang drawee. And it's payable to order. Bakit? Payable to order of a specific person. Sino si specific person? Si Dar. O kaya, pwede rin yung kanina, pay to Dar or order, 1 million. So, payable to order pa rin kasi specific person or order. Si Dar dito, siya rin po yung Dar dito. Gets nyo? Okay. Now, going on further, payable to the order of two or more payees jointly. Two or more payees jointly. You have to read the same in relation to the next one, payable to the order of one or more several payees. Ang pinagkabahan lang po nito is just the use of the conjunction. Yung dito sa payable to two or more payees jointly, the conjunction used is and. In order of two or more, one or more of several payees, the conjunction used is or. Okay, so if you notice, I promise to pay Allen and Bert or order 1,000. Payable to order pa rin. Bakit? Specific person or order. So Allen and Bert being specific person. Tapos or order. Gets nyo? So pwede rin, instead na I promise to pay Allen and Bert or order, pwede kong I promise to pay to the order of Allen and Bert. Gets? Ang ginamit nanto, I promise to pay Allen and Bert or order. Specific persons or order. Or pwede rin, I promise to pay to the order of Allen and Bert. Gets? Order of Allen and Bert. So, pwede rin, I promise to pay to the order of Allen and Bert. Okay, pwede ganyan. Or pwede rin yung I promise to pay to Allen and Bert or order. Okay din lang yan. So that is two or more payees jointly. Two or more payees jointly. Pero kung ito, palitan ko ng or, itong end dito, gagawin kong or. Okay, so I promise to pay Allen or Bert or order. I promise to pay to the order of Allen or Bert. Yan naman na yung one or more of several payees. One or more of several payees. Ito na po yung susunod dito. Okay. I promise to pay to the order of Allen or Bert. Okay. One or more of several payees. And finally, the last one, payable to the holder of an office for the time being. Kagaya nung you do not know the name of the payee. So, all you have to do is to describe him with exact certainty. I promise to pay to the SLU treasurer or order 1,000. In this situation, I did not indicate the name of the treasurer of SLU. I just describe him with exact certainty. But I want you to take note, as of this early, that when an instrument is payable to the holder of an office for the time being, the presumption is that the instrument is for the office that they are representing. So in this situation, the presumption is it is for SLU and not for the treasurer. So if the treasurer wants to get it for her personal capacity, then he has to prove that the instrument is really, or that 1,000 is intended for her. In the absence of proof being given by that person, then the presumption is the 1,000 is for SLU. Gets nyo? Again, this is still payable to order. Bakit payable to order? Dahil pa rin, specific person or order. Or kaya, pwede nating baliktarin, order of the treasurer of SLU. Gets nyo? Kasi nga po, dadalawa lang po ang order instrument. Specific person or order, kagaya nito, specific person or order of a specific person, such as order of the treasurer of SLU. Okay? So we can now proceed further about payable to bearer. When we say bearer, sino po yung bearer? We are referring to the holder of the instrument. We are referring to the possessor of the instrument. Okay? And there are at least 5 instances where an instrument is considered as payable to bearer. And what are those instances where the instrument is considered as payable to bearer? The first one is where it's expressed to be payable to bearer. Next, when it's payable to a person named therein or bearer. Third is when it's payable to the order of a fictitious or a non-existing person, and such fact was known to the person making it so payable. The fourth one would be when the name of the payee does not purport to be the name of any person. And the last one is when the only or last endorsement is an endorsement in blank. Okay, so let's now consider the first situation whereby the instrument is considered payable to bearer. First is when it's expressed to be payable to bearer. That is, it was only indicated in the instrument that it is payable to bearer. So illustration. expressed to be payable to bearer. Ganyan lang. I promise to pay the bearer 1,000 pesos. Signed, Alex. Did you notice something? The name of the payee was removed. It was replaced with the word bearer. Or if I will now apply the provision of Section 10, instead of using the word bearer, I can now make use of words of similar meaning. So instead of saying I promise to pay to the bearer 1,000, I can say I promise to pay to the holder 1,000 because the word holder is similar to bearer. Or instead of using the word holder, I promise to pay the possessor 1,000 pesos. Signed, Alex. Okay? So still, this is considered as a payable to bearer instrument. So sino ngayon ang magiging payee natin dito? So any person, okay? So any person who will now get hold a copy of that instrument will be covered by the word bearer. So halimbawa, pumunta yan kay Maria, then si Maria ang bearer ng instrument. Kung pumunta yan kay Isabel, then si Isabel ang bearer ng instrument. Kung pumunta yan kay Leonardo, then si Leonardo ang bearer ng instrument po natin. Next one. I promise to pay to the possessor. Again, that's also considered as payable to bearer because the word possessor is similar to the word bearer. Okay, so bearer. Possessor is equivalent to bearer. Section 10, sabi niya. When it's payable to a specific person or bearer, specific person or bearer. Take, for example, I promise to pay Ami or bearer 1,000 pesos signed birth. Who is that specific person? Si Ami. So, Ami or bearer. Ami being a specific person. But how about if I promise to pay bearer Ami? Gets nyo? Yung isa kanina, sabi niya Ami or bearer. Ngayon, naging bearer Ami. So dito, Ami or bearer, that is considered a negotiable instrument. Why? Because the payee is Ami or any person who would later on get hold a copy of that instrument. Kung si Ami, binigay niya yan kay Charlie, Charlie binigay kay Danny, si Danny binigay kay Emily, then Charlie, Danny, and Emily will all be covered with the word bearer. Kasi nga bearer, kung sino po ang actual na humahawak ng instrument, siya po yung tinatawag natin na bearer ng instrument. Now, how about in this situation here? I promise to pay bearer Ami 1 million pesos signed birth. Is that a negotiable instrument? The answer is no. That is not a negotiable instrument. Why? Because even if the word bearer is present there, the word bearer was not used to denote negotiability. Rather, it was just used to describe Ami. Sino si Ami? Si Ami na tagahawak ng instrument. Hindi si Ami na magbibigay ng instrument sa iba. Gets nyo? Si bearer Ami, ibig sabihin, si Ami lang ang payee natin. Si Ami lang ang bearer natin. Si Ami lang ang possessor natin. So, ibig sabihin nun, wala siyang karapatan na ilipat or ipamigay yung instrument sa ibang tao. That being the case, the negotiable character of our instrument has been destroyed. Therefore, this instrument is considered a non-negotiable instrument because the word bearer was just used to describe Ami. And in effect, the instrument is payable only to a specific person. It is therefore non-negotiable. Number 3, payable to the order of a fictitious or a non-existing person and such fact is known to the person making it so payable. Dito po, dalawa po ang requirement. The payee is a fictitious or a non-existing person. And the other one is that the one making the instrument is aware that the payee name is fictitious or non-existing. And who is a fictitious person? A fictitious person is a person whose existence is just feigned or pretended. Kunyari lang, hindi po siya totoong tao. He is just a product of our imagination. However, I want you to remember that under the negotiable instruments law, the word fictitious or non-existing is not only limited to a person without real existence. It is not only limited to a person whose existence is just feigned or pretended. It is not limited to a person who is only imaginary. Under the negotiable instruments law, the word fictitious or non-existing may even cover a person who is real. It may cover a person who is an existing person just like us. And when are we considered fictitious or non-existing? A person with real existence, just like you and me, becomes fictitious or non-existing under the negotiable instruments law if we are not the intended transferee or payee of the instrument. If our name was just placed there for the purposes of placing my name or your name without any intention of giving or delivering the instrument to us, then technically under the negotiable instruments law, we are considered a fictitious or a non-existing person. That's why we will be covered by the third paragraph of section 9 that the instrument is payable to the order of a fictitious or a non-existing person. Let's give some illustrations on that. Case number 1. I promise to pay Superman or order 1 million pesos, signed Pidots. Superman, we know that he is a person without real existence. Pidots obviously knows that the name Payee Superman is not a real person. Product lang yan ng kanyang imahinasyon. That being the case, this instrument is considered payable to a fictitious, payable to the order of a fictitious person. Two requirements: payee, person without real existence. Tignan nyo to. Payee without real existence. And the person making it, the person making the instrument, knows him to be fictitious or non-existing. So our payee is fictitious or non-existing. And Pidots, the maker, is aware that he is non-existing. That being the case, this instrument is payable to bearer, because payable to the order of a non-existing person, and Pidots, the one who prepared it, is aware that he is non-existing. Okay, so the explanation: payable to bearer because it's payable to a fictitious person, Superman being a fictitious person, or a person whose existence is pretended, and Pidots, the maker, is fully aware of such fact. Case number 2. I promise to pay Dr. George Ramos or order 1 million pesos on demand, signed Pidots. If you will be confronted with that kind of instrument, what kind of instrument is that? Initially, your assessment would be, this is a payable to order instrument, correct? Why? Because payable to a specific person or order. That's why it's a payable to order instrument. However, how about if Pidots does not really want to give this instrument to Dr. George Ramos? He does not want to give it to our dean. He just placed the name of our dean there as the payee, but without any intention of delivering that instrument to him. What will happen now? So in this case, if Pidots, the maker, has no intention of delivering that instrument to Dr. George Ramos, then that will now be covered by the third paragraph of section 9, that it's payable to the order of a non-existing person. Non-existing because Pidots here, the maker, has no intention of delivering the instrument to the named payee. Okay? So explanation: in this case, even if the payee, Dr. George Ramos, is an existing person, if he was not the intended payee, then he will be considered as a non-existing person. And as such, it is payable to a non-existing person. Therefore, it is payable to order. Paragraph 3, Section 9. Okay? Okay, so yan, yung mga other examples natin. So if you think that he is not existing, if the instrument was made payable to a non-existing payee or one without interest but believed to be existing and thus intended to be a payee, the instrument is not payable to bearer. Okay? So, akala mo walang totoong George Ramos, halimbawa. But in reality, meron naman. Pero akala mo wala, then in that case, it is not payable to bearer. Rather, it's considered payable to order instrument. Okay? Number 4, name of a payee is not the name of a person. Okay? Pay to cash, pay to money, because cash or money, they are considered to be not name of persons. Thus, it is payable to bearer. And finally, when the only or last endorsement is in blank. So you have to take note. In this situation, it contemplates two cases. First is when the instrument, when there is only one endorsement, and that only endorsement is a blank endorsement, or there are several endorsements. However, the last endorsement is a blank endorsement. So there are two cases covered by this one. There is only one endorsement, and that's a blank endorsement. And the other is there are several endorsements, but then the last endorsement is in blank. To have a better understanding of what I'm saying here is that, what is this endorsement? Remember the incidents in the life of our negotiable instrument. First is issuance, and then second would be negotiation. Doon sa negotiation po, pumapasok yung endorsement. There are several ways by which you could negotiate your instrument. First is delivery alone, and the other one is endorsement completed by delivery. There are several classifications of endorsements. You have your blank endorsement, you have your special endorsement, your restrictive, your facultative, your conditional, and then your qualified endorsement. Okay? Pero mag-concentrate lang po muna tayo dito, yung tinatawag natin na blank endorsement. And later on, we distinguish that with what we call as a special endorsement so that you have a better grasp of this fifth classification or fifth kind of bearer instrument. So what is a blank endorsement? A blank endorsement is an endorsement which does not specify the name of the endorsee. It's just the signature of the endorser alone without any additional words. Okay? And how about a special endorsement? A special endorsement is an endorsement which now specifies the name of our endorsee. Tapos pinirmahan yan po ni endorser. Okay, I think I have illustrations here. So take note, this is the face of our instrument. Pay to Shannon or order 1 million to Allen Seinberg. This is the face of our instrument. Okay? So it's an originally payable to order instrument. Now, paano po ginagawa ang blank endorsement? Endorsement, you have to understand that this is being made at the dorsal portion of our instrument, at the back of our instrument. So, kung ito po yung harap ng instrument natin, pay to Shannon or order 1 million to Allen Seinberg. And then at the back of the instrument, ano po ang gagawin? Ganyan po. Sa illustration po. Yan po ang front ng instrument or face ng instrument natin. Pay to Shannon or order 1,000 pesos. To Bert, sign Alex. Then at the back of the instrument, signed Shannon lang. Si Shannon po, siya po yung payee. Okay? So, mere signature of the payee alone without any additional word. That's what we call now a blank endorsement. Kung harap lang ng instrument ang pag-uusapan, anong klase po ang instrument meron tayo? Pay to Shannon or order 100 pesos. Shannon or order, specific person or order. So we have no doubt that it is an order instrument, a specific person or order. But if at the back of that instrument, you have made a blank endorsement, Shannon, our payee, just affix his signature at the back of the instrument without any additional word. What's the effect of the act of Shannon in signing the back of the instrument without additional word? He has effectively converted that order instrument into a bearer instrument. Bakit siya naging bearer instrument? Because the only endorsement, yun pong nag-iisang endorsement sa likod ng instrument po natin ay blank endorsement. Bakit blank endorsement? Kasi po, pirma lang without any additional word. Okay? That's the first kind. That's the first classification or the first class covered by our fifth paragraph of Section 9. Sabi ko kanina, dalawa po yan. Nasaan po yung pangalawa? Ito po yun. Now again, on the face of your instrument, it reads, pay to Shannon or order 100 pesos to Bert, sign Alex. Again, there is no doubt it is an order instrument, a specific person or order. At the back of the instrument, ano po ang nakita? Pay to Yankee, sign Shannon. May napansin po ba kayo? Pumirma po si Shannon at the same time, naglagay po siya ng pangalan na Yankee. Sino po si Yankee? Yan po yung tinatawag natin na endorsee. Pay to Yankee, sign Shannon, yung pong part na yan. Yan po ang tinatawag natin na special endorsement. So ano po ang special endorsement? Special endorsement is an endorsement which now specifies or provides or gives the name of the endorsee. If blank endorsement, you will just indicate the signature of the endorser without any additional word. In a special endorsement, you will now indicate the name of the endorsee. So kagaya po dito, ito po ay isang special endorsement kasi po nakapangalan po. Meron pong pangalan na nakalagay ang ating endorsee. Sino pong endorsee natin? Si Yankee. At si Xenon po ang ating endorser. So our first endorsement in this second case is a special endorsement. Now, what happened after Xenon endorsed that instrument to Yankee? Pagkapirma niya, ito na po yung endorsement completed by delivery. Di ba sabi ko kanina, delivery lang. Yun po yung una. Pangalawa, endorsement completed by delivery. So Xenon, after endorsing it, he now delivered the instrument to Yankee. Pagkahawak ni Yankee ng instrument, ano pong ginawa niya? Pumirma lang po siya doon sa baba ng special endorsement, signed Yankee. Anong klaseng endorsement po ang ginawa ni Yankee pagkatapos niyang pumirma? Yan po ang tinatawag natin na blank endorsement. Bakit po blank endorsement? Because it is just his signature without any additional word. So, what is the effect when Yankee affix her signature in the instrument? There are several endorsements, but then the last endorsement is a blank endorsement. Compare that with the first case, there is only one endorsement, and that's a blank endorsement. Dito, there is a previous or a prior endorsement. However, the last endorsement is a blank endorsement. Still, what will happen to our order instrument? By making this blank endorsement, you have converted that order instrument into a bearer instrument. Okay? Okay, so the last endorsement is a blank endorsement. So this question, is it possible to convert an instrument which is originally payable to order to a bearer instrument without changing anything on its face? The answer is yes. How? By making a blank endorsement. Kagaya po ng mga ginawa natin dito, payable to order po yung mga yan. Wala po tayong pinalitan sa harap. Kaya lang, gumawa lang po tayo ng blank endorsement. At ano pong nangyari sa instrument po natin? Originally, payable to order. Pero dahil gumawa po tayo ng blank endorsement, naging payable to bearer na po sila. Kaya ang sagot dito, yes, by making a blank endorsement. And finally, the last requirement or requisite of negotiable instrument, which is applicable only to a bill of exchange, is the drawee must be named or otherwise indicated therein with reasonable certainty. Uulitin ko po, the fifth requirement is applicable only to a bill of exchange. So in a bill of exchange, it is mandatory that the drawee must be named. You have to give the name of our drawee. But if you do not know the name of the drawee, it is enough if you will describe him with reasonable certainty. Ano pong ibig sabihin nun? That it leaves no doubt in the mind of the person receiving the instrument who is that person who will now become the drawee or will later on become the acceptor of that bill. Okay, so illustrations. Drawee must be named. Pay to Charlie or order to Dean George K. Ramos. I have provided the name of the drawee. Or, drawee was indicated with reasonable certainty. Pay to Charlie or order 1 million to the current dean of Samsis SLU. I did not give the name. However, it leaves no doubt on the mind of the person holding the instrument. Who is the drawee? To the current dean. Current dean. Who is the current dean? Dr. George K. Ramos. That being the case, again, it leaves no doubt in the mind of the person who received the instrument, who is that drawee that I am referring to? And that is our dean, Dr. George K. Ramos. So that will be our last part for today, the last requirement for negotiable instrument. Next meeting, we will be discussing additional provisions not affecting the negotiable character of the instrument, and later also omissions which will not affect the negotiable character of our instrument. After we finish the discussion on sections 5 and 6, then another activity will be given to you. So be ready. The coverage of that would be your requisites of negotiable instruments. I will be giving you some cases and you have to identify whether it is negotiable or non-negotiable. And if it is non-negotiable, you have to indicate the reason or reasons why it is considered as non-negotiable.